What's going on, guys? It's Pixelated, and it's been an entire year since the PS5 has launched, which means we had an entire year of headsets releasing that claim to take advantage of PS5's oh so lovely 3D audio. And let me tell you, that 3D audio ain't no joke. And one familiar face has decided that they haven't had enough, they haven't had their fair share of the 3D audio pie, and that face is SteelSeries, creators of the Arctis 7P, a headset that claims to take advantage of PS5's Tempest 3D audio engine. If you've watched my older videos, you know that the SteelSeries Arctis 7P was my favorite and go-to to take advantage of PS5's audio tech, while not without its technological drawbacks like having a micro USB port for charging instead of USB-C. It still ultimately won out as the best headset for PS5 in my opinion. So imagine my surprise when I found out that SteelSeries was releasing an updated version of the Arctis 7P with technological advancements. Behold, the Arctis 7P Plus. That's right, it has an edition sign next to its name now. So today we're going to be taking a look at SteelSeries' new PS5-centric headset, the Arctis 7P Plus. But before we do that, please be gentle with the like button. If you happen to enjoy the video at any point, make sure to show some love to that subscribe button for more videos, and maybe take a short visit to the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, let's figure out if these are a worthy successor to the original 7P. So we're going to go ahead and rate these headphones in several categories such as sound quality, design, but first we're going to start with comfort and fit. Now I should start off by saying that the Arctis 7P Plus is really close, if not exactly the same as the Arctis 7P. There are several changes, we're going to go over them later on, but one of the most obvious changes is this tag on the Velcro strap right here. On the 7P, it is the white and blue one, and it is black and white on the 7P Plus. Okay, starting off with the comfort, these are pretty lightweight. You don't really feel anything when you have them around your head. Of course, you can kind of feel the ear cups, but the ear cups are also made of fabric and they're really soft, so you don't really feel too much of anything. The clamping force is not too strong. The headband doesn't touch your head. There's a bit of suspension due to the ski mask style headband right here. My only real comparison here is with the Pulse 3D headset, and I gotta say, while the Pulse 3D headset has sort of a rubber band to support your head, this thing has a fabric band that is elastic. It's really comfortable. Okay, now moving on to the fit of this headset, once again, because the clamping force isn't that hard, you can probably fit this on any shape head. We also have the adjustable strap here. Because it's adjustable, it can allow you to set it for any shape head. Because the Velcro strap here is adjustable, it can allow you to create as much tension as you like or reduce based on what your preference is, based on what your head shape is. As you can see, the headband right here is really roomy, and then we have these cloth ear cups that are an oval shape so they can actually go around your ear, unlike the Pulse 3D headset, which is circular. The only real issue I see here with the fit is that the adjustment of the strap can be a little cumbersome. If you're putting it on and you're adjusting it while it's on, it's kind of hard to tell what the difference is until you strap it down at a certain setting. For example, if I wanted to put it on and I feel like there's too much tension here, I would have to remove this and sort of slide the strap around and figure out what the right setting is. It's a little more cumbersome than just the traditional way of adjusting headsets where you could pull the ear cups up and down, but it provides for a much more comfortable fit overall once you figure out what the actual fit is that you need. Okay, so moving on to audio quality now, of course, this is where the headset shines. I should say though that the tech specs for this headset don't really change. The guts of this thing are exactly the same as the Arctis 7P. So if you've seen my previous review, if you haven't seen my previous review, anything you've heard of for the Arctis 7P stands when it comes to audio quality. I would, however, like to take this moment to mention the fact that 3D audio at the time when Sony's PlayStation 5 first released was very vague to decipher and explain to other people. We didn't even really know what we were up against when it first released. Now, with a year under the belt of experience, of understanding, and just listening in, we have a better idea of what Sony's 3D audio tech has to offer with PlayStation's 3D Tempest audio engine, and now we have a better understanding of how it works. That means we know when a headset provides a good 3D audio experience as opposed to when it doesn't. And again, a reminder that PS5's 3D audio tech is built in, it is software based, it's built into the PS5, so the PS5 applies it to whatever headset you use with it. However, there are a few headsets out there that are designed specifically to be used with PS5's 3D audio tech, which makes them a step above the rest. And of course, this is important to note because out of the many headsets that are not specifically designed to be used with PS5's 3D audio engine, some will probably interact badly with the software, with the algorithms, whatever they have going on. So it's important to be educated on the headsets that do work with 3D audio so you can get the best audio experience you can possibly find with the PS5's 3D audio. Okay, now back to this headset now. So I've played a few games with this headset. Of course, a year later, there are many more games that I have that I can try with this headset with the 3D audio. I played Returnal on this, I played Ghost of Tsushima, I also played Warzone, as I always do. For footsteps and directional audio, we need to know exactly where those baddies are. And my opinion remains largely the same when it comes to Warzone. It's very clear when people are around you. You can tell exactly where the enemy is coming from based on their footsteps. The direction of the enemy is often quite easy to tell when they're above you or below you. With Warzone, it's a little more difficult just because it's a PS4 game that hasn't been upgraded to a PS5 game just yet. They probably haven't upgraded the audio to take advantage of PS5's 3D audio. With games like Returnal, however, Ghost of Tsushima, it's so easy when I hear a Mongol yelling from a certain direction. If I'm going uphill or downhill, I can really tell where it's coming from. Same with Returnal. With Returnal, you need light speed reflexes. You need some really quick reflexes, and PS5's 3D audio is just amazing in Returnal in creating a vibrant sound with all the sound effects going on around you, as well as being able to tell where an enemy is before seeing them, especially because there are so many bullets flying at you from every direction. You want to make sure you know where they're coming from, you want to know how to dodge them, and the only way to know that is to know where the enemy is, and not just where they are around you, but whether they're above you or below you. And honestly, Returnal is an incredible example of 3D audio used really well, and I would urge you to try that game with this headset on. And of course, I did my classic Demon Souls test, and yes, no, I have not progressed in that game at all for a whole year. Look, I just don't have the time, okay? That game takes a lot of time to get ahead. But yes, again, I did the dragon test. The test where the dragon flies down and throws flame on a bridge, and I'm moving the camera around in circles to see how accurately the audio gets picked up. And this headset does an amazing job of picking up the audio and just letting you know exactly where that dragon is when he's breathing that fire down on that bridge. This headset has a decent amount of bass. The audio quality is top notch. I do notice that if you push this headset to the loudest volume, there is a little bit of distortion, which is unfortunate, but aside from that, you're probably never going to have to go that loud unless you have some hearing damage, which is perfectly fine. No offense, please don't come after me. But now we can't do an audio quality test without a mic test, and I did one for you guys, so let's just cut to that right now.
All right, so this is the mic test for the Arctis 7P Plus. It basically has the same mic as the 7P, so it shares the same characteristics, which means it has a lot of pronounced highs and muted lows, basically like an airline pilot's mic, which means your P's and Q's are going to pop, and it might get a little hissy if your sentence contains way too many S's. Now, this is not my preferred sound. I would prefer a more balanced sound coming from the mic with a little bit more lows, where it sounds like you're just talking like a normal person instead of announcing something to your passengers in your airplane. However, it does get the communication across. It's pretty clear. I do notice that it tends to pick up a lot of background noise though, and I've never heard my friends complain about it, so I'm assuming some games just have a built-in noise gate, but I do hear it picking up a lot of noise when I'm recording through the PS5, so I'm going to do a quick little background noise test. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Overall, it's a good mic. It gets the job done. It might be picking up a little bit more background noise throughout the PS5 recording. However, during games, for whatever reason, there must be a built-in noise gate. My friends never hear any of that, or if they do, it's probably minimal.
There you have it. There's the mic test. A little airplane pilot-y sounding, but aside from that, it does the job. It's clear, it's crisp, a little too crisp, but it's alright. Okay, so moving on to the features, here we will see the major differences between this, the Arctis 7P Plus versus the Arctis 7P. Now the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is the main change here. It is the USB-C port for charging. Right there. Now if you were around or you were able to get the PS5 when it originally released and you got the Arctis 7P, or you just looked at the comments or you went on forums on any review of the Arctis 7P, the biggest complaint was that it had a micro USB port for charging, which honestly feels ancient because USB-C should probably just be the standard at this point. I think it is. So thankfully, with the Arctis 7P Plus, SteelSeries did the one thing that everyone wanted. They added a USB-C port. But to sweeten the deal, they gave us a bigger battery. This thing has a 30-hour battery life, which is insane. The Arctis 7P already had a 24-hour battery life, which is already more than enough. Unless you're a streamer, you're doing a 24-hour stream, you're doing an entire day stream or something like that. I mean, I think most streamers probably don't even get through the 24 hours, but if you are one of those people, then maybe this upgrade is important to you. Otherwise, most people's gaming sessions do not last long enough for a 24-hour battery to drain. But the fact that this has a 30-hour battery life is already pretty incredible, because that just means you can go through many more gaming sessions without having to plug it in and charge it. And as I mentioned earlier, there is the aesthetic difference of the two different patches on the Velcro straps, the 7P having the white and blue one and the 7P Plus having the black and white one. To be honest, I prefer the white and blue. I wish they stuck with it. I can understand why they went with the black and white though. It does kind of differentiate the 7P Plus from the 7P. If these patches were the same, I would probably have mixed them up already and wouldn't know which one was which until I looked at the USB-C port. Another difference between these two headsets is the charging indicator. For whatever reason, they decided to change this. So when you're charging the Arctis 7P, you see this red light that's lit up on the mic that indicates that it's mute. You'll see it blinking red until it's finished charging, and then it'll be a solid red just like how it is right here. But on the Arctis 7P Plus, what you'll see is this power button blinking similarly to this, except it'll be a fading effect, and you'll see whether it's yellow or green or red depending on whatever charge it's at, and once it's fully charged it's going to be a bright green, solid green. Not a big difference. The rest of the features on the Arctis 7P Plus are exactly the same as the Arctis 7P. We have the USB-C dongle that connects with everything that is basically USB-C. So you can connect it to your Switch, you can connect it to your mobile phone, you can connect it to anything that has a USB-C port. The PS5 has a USB-C port in the front, but if you want the front of your PS5 to be super aesthetic and you want to connect it to the back, the headset comes with a USB-A to USB-C adapter, so you can plug it into the back. On the left ear cup, we have the mute button, we have the volume scroll wheel, we have the USB-C charging port and the 3.5mm audio jack if you want wired audio connectivity, and then we have this random 8-pin connector for wired audio connectivity as well, but you're not going to see it on any other headset except for SteelSeries headsets. I guess this was their way of trying to get like a wired exclusivity situation going, so you could only go to them to get like your wired audio connectivity, but it doesn't seem to be working out for them. We also have the Airline Pilot mic on the left ear cup, which you can pull out and pull back in. On the right ear cup, it gets a lot simpler. We have the side tone scroll wheel, so if you're someone who yells a lot during gaming and you don't realize how loud you get, or if you're affecting people around you, it helps you monitor your voice. The more you increase it, the more you can hear your own voice when you're chatting, when you're communicating during a game, so you know whether to be quieter or louder or to be clearer, whatever the case may be. And finally, we have the power on and off button. Another feature of this headset is the ear cups being able to turn completely sideways, which is great for putting into a travel bag so you can carry wherever you want, but also it helps you get a good, comfortable fit around your ears on your head, because everyone's head shape is different, so it allows a little bit of swivel. Now, if there's any feature that's lacking here, it would probably be, again, it's the game chat mixer. Of course, Sony does not allow that feature to anyone except themselves, so the only headset for the PS5 that you're going to get the game chat mixer on is the Pulse 3D headset. Okay, moving on to the pricing. Since this is brand new, it's currently only available on the SteelSeries website, at least for Canadians. I'm not really sure how widely available this headset is in the States or any other part of the country. I'm assuming it's the same for every other part of the country because no retailer in Canada has these yet. So I had to get this headset off the SteelSeries website. It's priced at $219.99 Canadian on the SteelSeries website, and it sort of feels like a minor upgrade that they decided to do to offer for a $30 price increase. It's a $30 price increase. The original Arctis 7P retailed at $189.99. It's currently on sale on the SteelSeries website as I'm making this video, most likely because they're trying to clean out stock of the Arctis 7P so that the Arctis 7P Plus becomes the standard. I think the 7P is on sale. I think it's selling for about $120 Canadian on their site right now, which is an incredible deal compared to the $219.99 that you would be paying for this headset right here. Now, is it worth the upgrade? Probably not for those who've already made the plunge and got the Arctis 7P. It's just not enough of an upgrade to justify the purchase. You're basically paying full price plus 30 Canadian dollars for 6 more hours of battery life and a USB-C port instead of a micro USB port. But for those who've just got a PS5 and have just entered the market and are looking for a new headset for their PS5, I think this is a worthwhile upgrade. It almost feels like an additional DLC update for your headset, except you would have to pay full price and the extra 30 Canadian dollars to get it. Okay, now moving on to the design. Initially, a year ago in my review of the original Arctis 7P, I claimed that I wasn't very certain about the design. It just felt not very inspired to me. And in some ways it still stands true because the oval ear cups do leave a little bit of design choices to be desired. However, after a year's worth of tracking headset releases, I've learned that this is not a bad design at all. Sometimes there is beauty in simplicity, and it allows you to appreciate some of the more intricate details of the headset. For example, this fabric headband creating 2 layers on the top of the headband, this blue hit at the bottom. You just notice these little details like the soft white powder coated finish of the headset itself, blue hits inside the ear cups, all these little things. Again, of course, this does not hold a candle to the design of the Pulse 3D headset. Those things are like a piece of art on their own, but it is the second best thing for the PS5. Now, before I wrap this up, I do want to mention a few glitches I've noticed with this headset. It's kind of odd that I've noticed these, but I think it might be due to the fact that they want to rush these out for the holiday season. I think they might have missed a few bugs. They're not game breaking and they haven't happened again. They're not reoccurring, but when I first turned them on, they had this constant beeping sound. Every few seconds there would be a beep going through the headset, and it was just too jarring to listen to. Thankfully, when I turned it off and turned it back on, it was gone. The next one wasn't experienced by me, but someone else mentioned that they were speaking to their friends through the mic and they could hear an echo, which you don't normally hear, and I'm pretty sure that got fixed by a quick reset as well. But these are kind of concerning glitches that I hope aren't reoccurring. We don't know if they're gonna be reoccurring since these just came out. I haven't really had a lot of time to experiment with them. I do hope they don't continue. I will say this, if you do get these, make sure to update them right away. There is an update once you download the SteelSeries software on your computer. You can update these right away. Okay, finally moving on to my ultimate pros and cons for this headset. Starting off with the pros. First pro, definitely the comfort. This is easily one of the most comfortable headsets you can buy, at least in this price range. I'll go as far as to say this is probably the most comfortable headset I've worn in my life. You don't really feel it on your head. There's no overwhelming clamping force. The only real issue here is that the clamping force can sometimes work against you. You can't really see it here. I can't really demonstrate it, but it does have a tendency to sway a little bit on your head. If you move your head a little too much, or if you have to bend down to pick something up, the headband will slide down a little bit. And that's really the only downside. Other than that, the comfort on these are incredible. And maybe that's just the compromise you gotta have to have the most comfortable headset you can own. Now, the next pro is the audio quality, and the quality on this is great. It's much better than PlayStation's signature Pulse 3D headset. It has better bass and lows than that headset, and just a better sound overall. And I know this is not their intended purpose, but I can actually listen to music on these, whereas on the Pulse, I would not consider it at all. The third pro is that they're travel friendly. You can put them down like this if you want to have mobile gaming sessions on your phone, easy to take with you. You need to go to another country, another city, you need to take a plane, bus, train, whatever. This will fit in your backpack. It's also very versatile, coming with a USB-C dongle. That USB-C dongle can go in your phone, it can go in any portable gaming station, unless the upcoming Steam Deck doesn't have a USB-C port. I haven't really looked into it. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but it should. If it does, then you're good. But otherwise, I mean, Nintendo Switch, you can use these on the Nintendo Switch. You can plug it into basically anything. It's pretty much the next best thing other than Bluetooth for versatility. It's got a very durable construction, made of steel, probably not going to break anytime soon, unless, I don't know, don't try to do that, but maybe. But super durable, made of really good quality material, not going to break anytime soon. It's got a simplistic but visually stunning design. It's kind of in line with the PS5, but kind of not, because the PS5's design itself is very outlandish. It is gorgeous. I personally like it. I know people are very love and hate with it, but this headset manages to mix in with the PS5 without being too gaudy. And finally, the new tech enhancements. 6 hours more of battery life, for a total of 30 hours of battery life. Incredible, as well as the USB-C charging port, which, you know, that is definitely an upgrade. Okay, now moving on to the cons, there aren't many, but there is the fact that many already own the 7P, so it's going to be difficult to justify purchasing the 7P Plus if you've already invested into the 7P. This is only good for people who don't already have a PS5 or just got a PS5 and are looking for a new headset. Of course, there's still going to be plenty more in the future who are going to get a PS5, especially considering how difficult it is to get right now, and they'll be able to purchase these. But for those who've already made the plunge, it is not a worthwhile investment in my opinion. Next con is the retail price point. Of course, it is upgraded from the original 7P, but I think it's too minor of an upgrade to justify a $299.99 Canadian price tag. Considering the 7P was $189.99, I do understand that they want to show that this is an upgraded headset, and it does make sense to charge a little bit more for it. However, I think it should replace the original 7P, and it should probably be in the same price point. Again, that's not up to me to decide. It is what it is. It's going to be $219.99. If you want to buy it, you can buy it. If you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. It's not too crazy of a price increase, but it is a price increase nonetheless. Another con, which I think is just going to be a con for pretty much every headset that is a non-PlayStation headset at this point, and it is the lack of game versus chat audio mixer. And for whatever reason, Sony has decided that it's only going to be a PlayStation exclusive feature. Most likely future PlayStation 5 headsets will have that feature. I don't know if they're planning to release it to the third parties, but if they aren't, then that is definitely a con here. And finally, I'm still not a fan of the pull-out mic design here. It is definitely much better than a lot of other headsets where you turn it up. However, I do find this mic kind of weird for whatever reason. With other headsets, I don't have to move them out of the way to take a sip of whatever beverage I have if I'm drinking something, but for whatever reason with this headset, I always have to move that mic away to drink something. That's it for the Arctis 7P Plus. Let me know if you guys are going to go grab this, or you're going to go grab the 7P. Maybe it'll go on sale. Black Friday's coming up. Holidays are coming up. You never know. So maybe you'll grab that at a discount, or you'll grab the 7P Plus. Let me know what you guys are going to do in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Pixelated is made of steel.